Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me today on the conference call that we're having, or the conference YouTube for the coronavirus updates. So first, I'd like to thank all of our first responders, our police, our fire, our ambulance, for their stellar job in the beginning of this process that, according to the CDC, will be weeks. I'd like to talk about a few things that are happening here at Town Hall. And the first is the hours that are going to change for our municipal buildings. Currently, our town library is closed to the public. They will be answering calls via phone and email. Our senior center is also closed to the public, but we'll be offering services such as Meals on Wheels, such as chores program. It'll be answering calls, and the public itself can be more safe. As for the other town municipal buildings, we are doing a 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. appointment only entrance into our town buildings. If you have a need for the town clerk, tax collector, assessor, park and rec, the social services, please call their numbers and set up an appointments. They can also direct you via email and via phone if you have something that we can do without you coming to visit. It helps both you and helps our staff. That will be broadcast also via our social sites. And I will also be talking on our Everbright system, so you will be getting a phone call as well, kind of updating you on these things. This is all to protect you, the citizens, and our town employees. As COVID-19, according to the CDC, we're going to see escalations in numbers in the next few weeks. Also, I'd like to update you on a couple of the Governor Lamont's recommendations that he has made through his emergency decrees. One of them is limiting the people. It was up to 100 people that could congregate. Now that's down to 50 people that congregate. Next is also, he has now, with New Jersey and New York, in a unified front, have decided to close all restaurants and bars that serve food for eating customers. Bars that do not serve food will be closed immediately. Those that do serve food will be takeout, or you can drive up to the door and pick up, and for pickup only. That's the same for all the restaurants as well. This is to gyms, fitness centers, and studios. They are to close at 8 p.m. Tonight, according to Governor Lamont. And this is an attempt to cut down the spread of COVID-19. Only takeout meals, as I said before, and food deliveries will be allowed for the foreseeable futures. Shopping malls and gas stations will still be open. And as I said before, the limit on gatherings is now 50 people. For those businesses that will surely be impacted by the coronavirus here in New Milford, we're asking you to fill out a form that will hopefully allow you, which is available on the town's website, which is www.newmilford.org. You can go under the news and announcements, and there you can pull up the form. Once you fill out the form, you can email it to mayor@newmilford.org or P. Hembrook, that's the letter P, HEMBROK @newmilford.org. That way we can gather these forms together, and once the governor gets his okay from the SBA, we can send those forms in for you. Protocols in place for our first responders, as I spoke about a little bit before. So Nuvance Healthcare Network, which is Danbury and New Milford Hospital, they've set up a community hotline that can be called if you or someone you know is showing symptoms. You're encouraged, and if you're concerned, you can call the phone number 888-667-9262. Again, that's 888-66 ambulance. Also encourage you to call this number if you're experiencing flu-like symptoms, instead of directly calling 911. If you do call 911, the dispatchers now have different questions that they will be asking you to kind of see what kind of emergency is needed. And then what will happen is, if it is a COVID-19 related emergency, you will see staff in gowns. You'll see crews also with gloves, face shields, and masks. These are all to protect our first responders. If you have somewhat feelings of these symptoms as well, please call your physician, regular general physician, as they may want to see you. And the protocol put in place there as well is they will give you an order, which then you can take down to Danbury Hospital and they can do testing for you. This is a protocol put in place as Danbury Hospital has received some of these test kits. So if you do feel that you do have some of the symptoms, not enough to need an ambulance or go directly to the emergency room, you are to call the 1-888-667-9262 or call your general practitioner and they can do an order for you. This is very important for us to keep data on where the COVID-19 is coming from. And also they try to assess the hospitals as well, so they're not inundated with people. So they're setting up the tests. I believe they have some outdoor testing sites at the hospital in Danbury, and they can lead you towards those as well. Also, be advised that we have implemented a protocol to modify our responses as well. So when you do call 860-355-6010, that puts you right to the mayor's office. Any questions that you may have, we can also get you the information or put you in touch with that as well. Also, we need to all work together. We're all in this together, work together. And I know we can do that. And speaking of that, we have needs that are happening due to school that is for those in need students that were on the free and reduced lunch. They're asking for your support and donations. You can look up Carmela's Cupboard and you can either order direct or you can also buy donations and drop them off here at the mayor's office and we can get that to them right away. They are in need as their numbers continue to grow. So any help in helping Carmela's Cupboard would be greatly appreciated. That also goes the same for our social services food bank. We continue to get some food from donations, which we're very appreciative of, as well as the Connecticut Food Bank. But as this continues to move along, this COVID-19, and with some of our economy being hit directly, we know the need for food supplementation will be needed. So any help that you can make and donate would be greatly appreciated to our food bank, and we appreciate that. As always, you can feel free to contact me here at the office, 860-355-6010, or on my cell, 203-788-2619, or email pbass@newmilford.org. I'll be glad to hear from you. Any questions that you do have, I'll be glad to answer them for you. As I said before, we're all together in this. We all need to work together in a very friendly way. Please check on your neighbors, especially if they're elderly. Give them a call, email them, see if they're okay. And as I said before, I'm going to be sending out more of these YouTube videos, lives, as it warrants. We're going to be doing these at least once a week, and there may be times where we're going to be doing these a little more. Any questions that you have, please feel free to send it here. And I'm just taking a look real quick. Hi, Gary. How are you? Also, Mike wanted to let me know, for those that are concerned, Public Works also for their office is 9 to 12. The regular Men in maintenance is also at Park and Rec are working regular days. Recycling center is also running normal hours for now as well. These are all limited to change. But I would again like to thank all of our town employees for continuing to do a yeoman's job to help and service our customers here in New Milford. And I'd like to thank Captain Phoenix for rebroadcasting this on Facebook. I appreciate that very much. Also, at our first YouTube, we had State Representative Bill Buckby that was here as well, talking to us about state. As I talked about a little about Governor Lamont, he wanted to remind anybody that 211, you can dial 211 with any questions, and you can talk to a real person there. So thank you, Representative Buckby. We appreciate that and the reminder. Will the Milford Hospital have drive-up testing? Look, that's from Lorraine. Yes, Lorraine, they actually are going to be having that. The protocol, as it is in place right now, is for you to call your general practitioner doctor. They will give you the order, and that's the order that you will take to New Milford Hospital to get the. Do we have a time frame for restaurants opening back up? As of right now, we do not. That would be an order lifted from Governor Lamont, and currently there's no order in place to lift that. Right now for restaurants, it's just they have the ability to take out or deliver. There's no seating currently right now. That's under need. So I've asked some of our merchants if there's the availability to do some separate hours for those. We're working on that situation now, and I'll have more to follow towards the end of the week on that. Ryan, can you give us a status on grocery store stock issues? Will there be limits on types of food? Hi, Ryan. So currently, each store has its own delivery schedule. I know that they're working on trying to get more, but not only New Milford, but other areas are also having major food and sundry item purchases throughout the Northeast especially. And I know they're working logistically on that. Currently, there's no government plan to limit numbers, but I'm hoping as good neighbors, we know, let's see, we have Lynette. What about daycare closures? Any news about that? Hi, Lynette. So currently I've talked to our public health director, Mike Crespin, and he has been in touch with our daycare centers, and currently they are still open, and they are following protocols. They're asked to stay home with the parents, and they're being monitored on a daily basis. There are also talks with the state as well about daycare centers. So currently that's where we're at with the daycare centers. Okay. Also, as I'm waiting for some more questions to come in as well, is just repeating for the town itself, we are limiting the hours by appointment only to town municipal buildings from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that you're to call your area that you want to make the appointment in, whether it be tax collector, the tax assessor, social services, park and rec, youth agency, the list goes on, to give them a call first. They hopefully can help you via phone, via email, so you don't have to come in, but if you do, it's by appointment only for the time being. Also, we have a question from Chris Cosgrove. Does the Milford Social Services have any specific needs currently? Yes, Councilman Cosgrove, we do. Any sundry items that you can have. Also, diapers, formula, powdered formula, whatever that you can get. Those are some basic needs that the food bank definitely does need. So I appreciate that question. And for those that can give, that'd be a wonderful thing that you could do. As well as to Camillus Cupboard, as I talked about before, they are the ones that feed those families whose children are on free lunch that currently, as school is closed, don't have the opportunity to have that type of lunch. And we got one here from Crazy Jelly. If I'm a security guard with no work at school district, are there forms for us to receive pay, or do we go unpaid? So that question, you would call the Board of Education on East Street, and they will give you a form for, I would believe, unemployment compensation. You can get a hold of their business department, and they'll be able to direct you to the right forms that you would need now that you're currently out of work. Pat Erickson, will you have sanitizer available for people who will be entering your office and offices of other employees? Yes, we do have that available for people. I also have some additional here in the office as well. So yes, we do have the hand sanitizer available. We do want to keep all of our employees safe. Also, as we've recommended to the public and also our town employees, the best thing to do is to do clean hand hygiene, which involves soap and water, making sure that you do that several times a day, because that's also a helpful hand hygiene as well. I'm just checking to see here if we have any more additional questions while we're waiting for that as well. As again, for our business community that is suffering through this COVID-19, if you have the chance to order from some of our fine restaurants, please do so. They can deliver, you can pick up at the door, and it's helping your community business by doing so. So any help that you may to help them, that would be greatly appreciated, especially in this time. They make great food. You have to pick it up or it can be delivered to you. But any way you can help those businesses that will really be struggling during this shutdown, the more we can help our community, the better. Terry Valinsky, I know some waitresses that will not be working. Can they collect unemployment too? That will be dependent on the employer. So the first thing they would recommend is to call the employer that they work for and ask about getting unemployment compensation. That's the best thing to do. If they do not have an answer, then what they should call is the state of Connecticut and the Labor Department, and they will be more than happy to help them as well. It's all about keeping our citizenry employed, and also if they are unfortunate, if they are laid off, getting them the resources that they need. So first talk to your employer and then the Department of Labor. Pat Erickson, is there any help for self-employed businesses like hairdressers or massage therapists? So currently it will depend on how they are classified. So if they are a business owner, the business owner themselves, as I said before, they can fill out a form that's available on our town website. And what that will do is once the governor declares the area an economic disaster area, those forms we can send in, and we'll see about getting some money to our business community. If they're a 1099 employee, my suggestion is to call the Department of Labor and see what is available for a 1099 employee. But if you are a business owner yourself, I again suggest going to the town website, filling out that form, sending it back to the mayor at newmilford.org or P. Hembrook, that's the letter P, Hembrok at newmilford.org. That way we can compile those at the mayor's office and send those in when we're available to do so. Also, there's another question concerning, let's see what we have here, concerning hours. Again, as I said before, for our town municipal offices, it's going to be by appointment only, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's to keep our employees safe, as well as our employees' families, and also the public. There's also going to be an opportunity when you do call and make the appointment that through technology, maybe you can do it over the phone or through our application processes. Another one is from Davey. Do you foresee any grocery stores or Walmarts being closed in the future? Gas shortages, should we prepare for that? So Davey, my question is to be as prepared as you possibly can. There may be some logistical shortages at some point in time. We're planning here at Town Hall for all sorts of scenarios. My advice would be to have a couple of weeks worth of groceries on hand at your home. Make sure, like you would in a storm event, have your gas, top it off, keep it full, top it off if you can, just in case. But plan for the worst, prepare for the worst, and that's kind of my motto. That way, when it doesn't happen, you have at least been prepared. So that would be my kind of advice. Have about 2 weeks worth of food in your cupboard, and top off your gas tank when you can. Gary, is the senior center open for appointments? He already made one for this week. So Gary, unfortunately, the senior center has been closed. What they can do is, if you can make a call over there, they are there to answer any questions you have over the phone. You may be able to make that appointment with one of the senior advisors. They may be able to come right to your house. Also, chores and Meals on Wheels go directly to our seniors, as well as the senior bus will continue to take our seniors to their appointments. Any other questions that we have here? Let me take a look. Also, as we're waiting for some more to come in, is again, COVID-19. Some of the things we can do at home is to continue to do hand hygiene, continue to change our bed linen, continue to keep a focus on social distance as much as we can, and as well as to make sure our neighbors are okay by phone, by email, and just always continue as the wonderful community that we have to work together. Karen had asked, what are we doing to protect the DPW workers in such a large group since you're limiting town appointments at Town Hall? Great question, Karen. So for the office at the DPW, they are following the same protocol, appointments only 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. As far as our workers that are out doing the brush pushback, regular maintenance, drainage, and whatnot, they will obviously alert our workers and alert the public as well on that. Robert Russo, will all afternoon programs for kids be on hold at Park and Rec? Roberta, yes. So Park and Rec, all programs are going to be put on hold until further notice. I did task Laura Murphy, who's our events director there, to see about programs that would be outside with the proper social distance that will allow kids the opportunity to burn off some energy. So they're working. Let's see, what else we have? Oh, Mike, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for the updates. We're going to continue to, as I said before, offer updates in all sorts of different ways. One is my Facebook page. The next, which is PFAS Mayor Town of New Milford. Also these live YouTubes that we're going to continue. And also the Everbright system, which you will be getting, which is our 911 information out to you, the public, as best as we can. Let's see if we have anybody else. Let's see. Another thing, as we're waiting for maybe some more ones to come in, is to continue the emphasis on the protocols that are happening. So if you do dial 911, the dispatcher will ask responders to come in with a mask, headgear, gown, and gloves, all the protection of the first responders and the medical staff. If you do have some symptoms that doesn't require 911 or the emergency room, you are to contact your general doctor, your general practitioner, who then, after talking to you and interviewing you, would set up a script or set up the order for you to go to Danbury, where they'll be prepared to do the testing for COVID-19. And that's kind of the protocol they put in place. They do have a system, outside system that they've set up to do testing there, and they do have the kits. And they are open for answering questions for students and for parents. You can call their office, which is on East Street. And from what I'm understanding, when I talked to Angie Chastain, their Board of Ed chairman, they are open over there. looking at, I'm talking to our town attorney, Randy DeBella, is we're scheduled to have our town council meeting on Monday night. It's how we go about doing it as long as we're compliant with the emergency orders set by Governor Lamont and also our town charter and our FOI, which is Freedom of Information. So we're working in tandem. We'll have more information on that tomorrow to make sure that we have it all covered. But as for right now, we're looking to continue to do as much town business as we possibly can, town council meeting being one of those. Well, thank you, Florence. I appreciate the kind words, and we're going to continue to serve our constituents the best way we can. And as I said before when I first started, I'm so proud of our town employees. Each and every day they come in, they serve you, the public, and especially on trying times like these, I can't thank them enough. Because without them, the town does not run, the town government doesn't run. So I thank them for all their efforts. And I also thank our first responders who will be responding to the COVID people that will be coming in. So I cannot thank them enough. They work 24/7. They're on the call. Our volunteer firemen are there as volunteers. Cannot thank them enough. Same for our ambulance crew. We do have paid paramedics. Can't thank them enough, as well as